WWE reportedly has made an overture for Stone Cold Steve Austin to appear at some point during WrestleMania 40 weekend. We'll let you know the details about that. Plus, what was the backstage reaction when CM Punk alluded to Vince McMahon on Monday Night Raw this past week? We'll let you know about that as well. Speaking of CM Punk, he was in that segment on Raw with Drew McIntyre. What is the latest news when it comes to his contract? We've got some updates and details. Bray Wyatt is not going to be included in this year's WWE Hall of Fame class of 2024, and his father Mike Rotunda has revealed why. The date and location for AEW Double or Nothing 2024 has been revealed. Bayley has revealed some private text messages she exchanged with Io Sky all the way back in 2022 about the two possibly coming together to form Damage Control, and The Rock and Roman Reigns are scheduled for an appearance on The Tonight Show. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about the Texas Rattlesnake himself, Stone Cold Steve Austin, because some big developing news this evening regarding Austin and possible WrestleMania 40 plans. Now, we spoke about possible teasers that were hinted at during this week's edition of Monday Night Raw with a production truck in the background of The Rock's segment with Cody Rhodes in the parking lot where the final boss bloodied the American Nightmare, and there was this production truck that featured not only John Cena but Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, some more details on this, because WWE has reportedly reached out to two major names for potential roles over WrestleMania 40 weekend in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now, this year's WrestleMania event, set to be the 40th edition of the show, various big names are potentially set to celebrate the milestone event. One name who had been speculated for an appearance was Stone Cold Steve Austin, who was on the lips of a lot of fans after a production truck featuring he and John Cena was featured in the background of The Rock and Cody Rhodes segment on Raw this past Monday. Now, following the show, WrestleVotes tweeted that the truck was featured for a reason, which had a lot of fans excited that Austin could make an appearance during the two-night event. Now, in an update from PW Insider, WWE sources have confirmed that the company has made an overture to Stone Cold Steve Austin to be involved over WrestleMania 40 weekend. Now, there was no word on what the role will be for Austin, whether it would be something beyond appearing at the show itself, whether it would be physical, whether it would just be a backstage segment, whether it would just be a voiceover or something like that, but there have at least been discussions for an appearance at WrestleMania. Now, there has also reportedly been talk over the last week that the company is working on having Hulk Hogan involved at WrestleMania 40 week in some fashion, though it's not known exactly what that role could be either. So, what are your thoughts on this, and what role would you have Stone Cold Steve Austin in if he does appear at WrestleMania 40? Would you get him involved in the feud with the storyline, with the bloodline, with Cody Rhodes, with Seth Rollins? Would you have him appear with someone else? Would you have him just cut a promo? What would happen? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, let's talk about CM Punk and Vince McMahon, because a lot of people were talking about Punk's reference to the former TKO WWE CEO and executive chairman this past Monday night on Raw in Chicago, Illinois. Now, Punk made his return to Raw on this week's episode of the show in Chicago, his hometown, where he, Drew McIntyre, and the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins entered into a war of words that was very well received by fans and also by viewers, with a huge spike coming in viewership during that quarter hour as well. Now, one of the key talking points of the segment was Punk alluding to Vince McMahon without mentioning his name directly when asking who anointed Drew McIntyre as the Chosen One back in the day after McIntyre brought up his Chosen One nickname. Now, in an update on the segment from PW Insider, the entire segment was obviously very much improvised and off the cuff, with there being a general idea of where they would finish up, which was to get over the idea of CM Punk serving as the guest commentator for the World Heavyweight Championship match at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now, other than the final destination, the segment reportedly was very much left up to the talents involved to play off each other and get to that final destination point. Now, the reference to McMahon was met with what is being described as hush backstage, but once they got past that moment, there was no fallout from the reference. Now, the segment ended up going a lot longer than initially expected, but there was no heat on the talent involved due to the segment being such a great, well-received moment. Now, part of that was due to the fans chanting for CM Punk to be the referee for the match, which everyone played off and added into the segment, which meant the next few segments had to have some time cut to make up for some of the time that elapsed in that segment. Now, when the ratings for the show came out, as we spoke about, and the segment was far and away the most viewed segment on Raw, there was said to have been a lot of excitement internally, feeling like they had established even more momentum for the WrestleMania match due to Punk setting up both Rollins and McIntyre to look as strong as he did, leaving the door open for matches with both men once CM Punk is cleared and recovered from his torn triceps injury. Now, one source noted that CM Punk had a match with Rollins that fans wanted to see lined up when he went down, but now he has two big matches that the fans are wanting to see later this year. Of course, Rollins is also set to be part of the Night 1 main event, teaming with Cody Rhodes against Roman Reigns and The Rock, which is going to have potential ramifications for the Night 2 main event as well. Now, speaking of Drew McIntyre, we're still yet to get really any concrete information as to if he signed a new contract with WWE yet, because of course his deal with the company is set to expire shortly after WrestleMania. Now, Drew McIntyre's contract, as mentioned, reportedly is set to expire shortly after Mania, where he will challenge Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, with McIntyre in such a high-profile match on the show and setting up a future match with CM Punk following his injury, many believe that McIntyre either has or will sign a new contract with WWE. In an update from PW Insider, Drew has told those close to him that he is still yet to lock in a new WWE deal. Now, the belief is that everyone is working under the assumption that a new deal will be struck, but nothing has been signed as of right now. Sources noted that whatever his next move will be, focusing on family will be a major piece of what his decision will be. The belief is that his current deal is set to expire sometime after WrestleMania season is over, but again, the assumption is that he will sign a new deal, but family is going to be a major factor. So what do you think is going to happen with McIntyre? Is he going to sign a new deal? Is the fact that he's yet to put pen to paper over a new contract going to prevent him from winning the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania? What's your prediction and what's your reaction to this? I'm really interested to know what you guys think about that one. Now, the WWE Hall of Fame, of course, is a staple of WrestleMania weekend, and many had expected the late Bray Wyatt to be inducted into this year's class, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Now, Bray Wyatt's father, Mike Rotunda, has explained why Wyatt won't be inducted into the Hall of Fame following his passing last year. Wyatt tragically passed away at the age of 36 back in August, with many fans hoping to see him get inducted into this year's Hall of Fame class in Philadelphia. While Wyatt has not been inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, he does have a new Peacock documentary which is set to release on April 1st. Now, speaking with Sportskeeda's Wrestle Binge, Wyatt's father, Mike Rotunda, explained why his late son hasn't been included into this year's Hall of Fame class. He said, quote, "With Wyndham passing, I thought they were going to immediately put Wyndham into the Hall of Fame, which he will be in at some point. I think WWE reassessed stuff and thought it was too soon to go there with our family and the reactions and the stress on us. We got a call from WWE and they said Hunter wants to do a Zoom call. We were thinking they were going to tell us what was going to happen at WrestleMania, and Hunter said, you guys are going to get inducted. You and Barry were part of the first WrestleMania show. It's very flattering, obviously, and actually less stressful on us because of all of the stuff we had to go through with Wyndham passing, just the mental capacity of it. Obviously, it's a great honor because you're getting rewarded for what you spent 40 years doing." Of course, Rotunda and Barry Windham are set to join Paul Heyman, Bull Nakano, Muhammad Ali, and Thunderbolt Patterson in this year's class. Now, some AEW news here when it comes to AEW Double or Nothing. The date and location for one of AEW's biggest pay-per-views of the year has been confirmed. AEW is returning to Las Vegas for Double or Nothing on Sunday, May 26, with the MGM Grand Garden Arena playing host. The May 2024 pay-per-view will mark the first time it's taken place at the Paradise, Nevada venue since May 2019. Per the press release released via the AEW Twitter account, it says, quote, AEW returns to Las Vegas for Memorial Day doubleheader, AEW Double or Nothing and AEW Collision. MGM Grand Garden Arena hosts Double or Nothing on Sunday, May 26, and AEW Collision on Saturday, May 25. AEW Dynamite returns to the Kia Forum in Los Angeles on Wednesday, May 29, and AEW Collision debuts at the Acrisure Arena in Palm Springs for a special taping. It continues by saying, 5 years ago, AEW's inaugural Double or Nothing pay-per-view event in Las Vegas revolutionized the professional wrestling industry and propelled AEW on its meteoric rise around the world. Today, AEW CEO Tony Khan announced that Las Vegas will once again host the marquee Double or Nothing event on Sunday, May 26 live from the MGM Grand Garden Arena. As part of Double or Nothing weekend, TNT's AEW Collision will also be held at the MGM Grand Garden Arena on Saturday, May 25. In addition, TBS's AEW Dynamite will emanate from the Kia Forum in Los Angeles on Wednesday, May 29, followed by a special taping of AEW Collision on Thursday, May 30 at the Acrisure Arena in Palm Springs, California. Now, tickets will go on sale on March 30 on the official AEW ticket site. Now, details for the AEW Collision ticket sales will be announced soon, according to the press release, which, again, if we get any more details on that in the future, we'll let you know. Of course, previous editions of Double or Nothing were held at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, whereas further editions of the pay-per-view actually took place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, so this is the first time the show will be emanating from the MGM Grand Garden Arena since 2019. Now, Bayley, she's revealed some interesting text messages that go all the way back to 2022. Now, WWE superstar Bayley has shared some previous text messages between herself and Io Sky as the pair head to WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia with a clash over the upcoming Women's Championship. As mentioned at the upcoming PLE, Sky will defend the Women's Championship against Bayley, though things were not always as fractured between the pair. The former Damage Control leader shared an old message from March 2022 when Sky was known as Io Shirai. On the message, which can be seen on the screen right now, Bayley can be seen reaching out to Sky over iMessage, writing, quote, "Hi Io, this is Bayley. I got your number from Dakota. I hope that's okay. I have an idea I want to pitch." The text is covered by a knife emoji, which would probably suggest that is Vince McMahon's name, and it would involve you. Would you be interested? Now, Sky, who was in NXT at the time, responded positively to the suggestion, replying with quotes, "Hi Bayley, of course, I'm so interested." Happy with this, Bayley would reply with equal enthusiasm, saying, quote, "Awesome, maybe I can explain better in person, but it would be a ... Now, the message in the screenshot is cut off at this point, but Shirai would appear with Io Sky as the ring name at SummerSlam in July 2022, alongside Dakota Kai and Bayley. At Clash at the Castle in September 2022, the outfit would be named Damage Control and would win their match against Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka. Asuka would become a member of Damage Control in November of last year on SmackDown, reuniting with her Kabuki Warriors teammate Kairi Sane, who returned to WWE and joined the group at Crown Jewel earlier that month. On the February 2nd, 2024 edition of SmackDown, it would be Asuka and Sane who attacked Bayley, who had won the Women's Royal Rumble match in January, with the challenge then being set for WrestleMania 40. Kai would also turn her back on Bayley on the March 1st episode of SmackDown as well. And finally, we're going to be getting some big media appearances heading into WrestleMania from the Tribal Chief and the Final Boss. During WrestleMania week, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Roman Reigns are stopping by The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. The Rock and Reigns will be guests on the Wednesday, April 3rd episode of The Tonight Show. The appearance is happening just 3 days before The Rock and Reigns' tag team match against Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40 Night 1. That tag bout will determine the stipulation for Reigns and Rhodes' undisputed WWE Universal Championship match at Night 2 of WrestleMania. Of course, if Rhodes and Rollins win, the Bloodline are barred from ringside for the Night 2 main event. But if The Rock and Reigns win, Reigns versus Rhodes will be a Bloodline rules match, meaning that anything goes. Now, at the end of Raw this week, The Rock attacked and bloodied Cody Rhodes. He taunted Rhodes' mother by smearing Rhodes' blood on a custom Mama Rhodes weight bout. The Rock and Reigns have both been announced for the Monday, April 1st edition of Raw from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. It will be Raw's WrestleMania Go Home show. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.